Hey everyone, it's Tuesday night again. You know what that means, don't you? It's time to join Mike and Christy for another episode of Where's My Sage? A show hosted by a psychic medium and a guy on a quest to find Bigfoot. Who would have thought? Together, they will take you on all sorts of adventures, and not with lots of different people. Christy even gives readings. It's time to sit back, get up and get ready. You can't sample the universe sitting down. Your hosts are waiting. Come on, let's go!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Where's My Sage? A Taste of the Universe. It's just me tonight, Mike, and we're going special on a Sunday. I know we're usually a Tuesday night kind of thing, but been out working in the woods and talking to some witnesses, and since then I've kind of come across a couple ideas I wanted to share. So we apologize that Christy and I haven't been around in the last couple of weeks. It's been a little crazy. We did the Rochester Parafest, which raised some great funds for Veterans Outreach. And then last weekend, I did another local event that was very well attended. And while I was there and kind of bouncing around, we had some ideas. And I apologize for the dogs barking in the background tonight. They're not going to cooperate so well. So just hello, Patrick, and hello, Colette. So while discussing some things with a witness who I know is watching tonight, I know he's asked to kind of stay behind the scenes on some things. We got into a conversation in regards to his sighting and describing what he saw while he was out on a drive home from work. And when he went to describe the creature that he saw, he brought up some of the colors. And what we decided while we were talking back and forth, that we have a lot of different perceptions when it comes to colors. When we look at grays and browns and reds and blues and greens, everybody kind of looks at different. And that's kind of why I picked the background I have tonight behind me, because we have multiple different colors in that background of the grays and the browns and such. And hello, Angela and Penny. Yeah, it has been a while. So we're going to try to get on in the next week or so and get back to our usual Tuesday night routines. I know it's kind of crazy with the Tuesday night or kind of thing with Christy and I. We're coming into that summer season where we're bouncing around. I mean, next weekend I'll be in Ohio for Monster Fest. Going to go see our friends out there from Small Town Monsters. But as I come back to the color thing, we got into the conversation of, what colors are you seeing? And what I suggested, and this is something I'm going to suggest to our Bigfoot researchers and some of our paranormal folks that are told about different cryptid sightings and how we can kind of take a look at some of the colors. And again, I apologize, for the girls tonight barking in the background. It's usually this time of night to go out and run and play with stick, but I'm inside doing this tonight. But what I suggested for that individual was to stop down at the local hardware store or different paint locations and pick up some paint samples. And we can go looking through the different paint samples. And I think with all my bright lights that I have tonight, we're going to lose things. So I'm going to kind of half lose one of the lights here and see if we can do that. So here's our grayscale, and this is a good old Glidden paint scale. So we've got some Sherwin-Williams ones as well that can kind of give us some different colors. So we want to take a look at those different color schemes. And again, these are from Sherwin-Williams. But the other thing we can look at, and the reason I'm suggesting that is I got some bear collections. So the bear ones we can go through and take a look. But each of those has, let's find the right frequency here on here. We can look at the names that are popping up on there, right? Am I going to find the right one with this extra light tonight? Probably not. But again, grabbing a simple paint collection thing. Maybe it'll work better this way. There we go. Yeah, I guess I'll bring it all the way back to my face. and take those green screens out is a great way of looking at things and picking up different colors. And I really, here's another one. This is all the neutral colors. So not only can you paint your room while you're there, but you can also think about what's out there. Now, I know I did that on my Instagram earlier today and said, hey, go grab those paint samples. You know, even if you're in, you know, some of the other big box stores that carry paint, they've got those paint samples are out there. But so you can tell somebody that's on the East Coast or on the West Coast, hey, I happen to see this color at this time of the day, and this is what it was looking at. And they can go to the local, you know, like I said, hardware store, paint supply, and they can look for those different colors if we know that that's a national brand, and we can take a look at what's out there. Now, the other thing, while I came on tonight with this particular subject, and I'm going to move my microphone so you're not getting a direct shot of the old shepherd making noise in the background tonight, is adding a couple other things. And the other thing I found were some of the other color wheels that you can use. And one of those things is Adobe Color Wheel. And I'll come back over here and we'll put that into our screen here. So we're going to come back in here with our custom layout. We're going to add that. So there's Adobe Color Wheel. And with the Adobe Color Wheel, simple trying it out here, will pop you over to their great little setup, and you can pick colors from there. And what we can also do is switch out and go to extract a theme. And I've already got the extract the theme up, so I'm going to go up and pull that as the next share. So I'm going to stop that screen, and I'm going to bring the next one up. And can everybody hear the dog so much? Hello, Christy. Please let me know how much you can hear the crazy dogs in the background. Hopefully they're not too bad tonight. So if we come back to this other screen, this is another follow-up on the color wheel from Adobe. And we get this great little screen. And I'm going to kind of change our banner up here a little bit. So that'll make things a little bit smaller. And we can make this screen a little bit more intense. So I'm going to pull just this screen up. And if we're on the Adobe Color Wheel, we can actually move these different ones over. And I'm using that screen I have in the background. And you can see this middle screen is moving. And right down here, if I bring my cursor down below, you can see there's a number at the bottom, as well as the rest of these colors down below. They give us something that we can actually go and we can share those different numbers that are down here on the bottom with who we're talking with. And that allows us to give us a little more information. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Everybody could hear them. So I think they finally found something else to go stare at in the woods. So this is one version using a green screen, using this background that I'm using tonight for myself. The other one we can use, if we go through, we can also use some other apps that are available. And I'm going to switch out, close the screen out. So again, this is Adobe Color Wheel. And the nice thing about Adobe Color Wheel is that you can get it on your smartphone as well. So if you're working with a witness somewhere close and you're using a tablet and you're recording things, you can go to the Color Wheel. And again, if we go back to the original Adobe Color Wheel, this one here, we can actually make some of our own colors. If we take and slide that over, we can go in. If we want to go to some of the blacks or some of the whites, we can actually pick some of the different monochromic colors and some of the shades. And again, finding that one that might be what we're looking for will allow us to give us these numbers. And I'm not sharing that on here. So let's come back over and share. And coming back over, share screen, and we're going to go back to the color wheel generator. So again, from this color wheel generator, we can, and I'm going to split the screen here for a second. There we go. We can see some of these other colors that are down below here, and we can drag those colors where we need to. so we can look and see where they're at. And we can all see these numbers down. Everybody see the B7, BD68 down below. That's the pattern we can use, and we can actually pull some of these themes to take a look. And we can actually say, hey, this is a color I saw. We can print them, and it'll give us something a little bit better when we're describing things, and that way we get a more uniform color. And again, even using, let's use this one here. So I'm going to stop this one. I'm going to go into my next share. And this one here. So even if someone tells me that they're seeing a tree and it was this color, that was the gray they were looking for, we can actually go in and look at that color gray. And if we grab and we drag this down, this will actually, if you see the one color moving there, that gives me the different color schemes that might be in there. Say, yeah, right about there is what we saw. And you can do this with your phone, again, with that Adobe Color Wheel app. And that's out there for that. Now, with some of the other programs that are out and available, we can actually go through and share another screen. And I'm going to go to another window here. In a lot of our photo apps, we can go in as well with an eyedropper tool. Grab that eyedropper. And we can go through and look at those particular colors. So if somebody says, hey, yeah, it looked like this tree right here, we can go through and see what those colors are according to this particular eyedropper. And it gives me that setup down on the bottom. It'll give me the run-throughs. So if I pick that color, I can go in and take a look, and custom, it will tell me what that color is. And that gives me all the different things. So again, that is that 82787A. And we can go through and put that on the color wheel somewhere else and take a look. So again, some different ways to look at things. We are going to be doing some other programs. I've got my hair samples finally that we talked about for the, turn that off. And both my lights are going to kill us tonight. And of course, let me turn the green screen off. So we're going to no green screen tonight. So we've got our samples set up. So we've got some skunk to mess around with the UV light and those. So we're going to be getting that stuff out as well for evidence. The other thing I wanted to say, folks, is that the go back to that green screen. And if you are talking to a witness, we had Scott on with the Bigfoot mapping project. There's another great way to go through and look at sightings in the area around where the sighting your witness has. Also can give you some great markers. Yep. Yes, I'm going to use my German Shepherd today for the hair samples as well. She's been tested in the past, but we're going to be doing that again. We've got the camera hooked up. Microscope. Microscope. We're going to go ahead and get things going with. So, yep. I moved everything around tonight. So what happens when I'm usually a tech guy and have Christy talking, not me. We kind of bounce things around. But again, having the ability to take a look at using Google Earth, if somebody gives you a sighting and being able to go in and look and see what the vegetation is in the area, when somebody says they have a particular color scheme, we can go through and we can look at those roads in that area on a particular time if we're lucky and get that information. So just a quick little catch up. Like I said, Christy and I will be going live very soon again with the show. Like I said, we've been kind of bouncing around, but I wanted to get this information out. And again, being the Memorial Day weekend, I'm kind of all over the place, but that's why I'm kind of rushing the show so everybody can get back to whatever they need to do with the family. Please think about those that have given their lives in service of our country to protect us and those around the world. And remember that this Memorial Day weekend, and try to get out there. Does anyone have any questions on this idea or this new way to turn on and pass information back and forth using things? I knew if I got close to the end that she would be quiet. So any questions from the audience at all? And feel free to send us a message. We've got some other information, some other stuff coming along down the pike as we move. But for folks, like I said, reaching out, and again, I apologize for her barking tonight. So because she is going a little crazy, I'm going to be cutting it a little short if nobody has any questions. But again, like I said, if you're talking to a witness, yeah, it looks bad. Yeah. Who cut my hair? The same barber that cuts my hair every week, Christy. Use my German Shepherd, and yeah. So, you're out there. You could jump online with us here before I jump off. But again, folks, we'll have more, and we'll start be doing those Tactical Tuesdays. But again, if you're out there and you're trying to help somebody or try to describe something, great way, again, like I said, using those paint samples, even some of the brighter colors that are out there. If you're in the paranormal community or UFO community, I saw an orb or something. It's a great way to describe the color of the sky or, what's out in your environment. And again, if you're there and if you're a witness and you can get back out to an area and you can take photos and say, hey, it came behind this tree and I happen to see it. Well, we can take those photo applications or that color wheel from, either ACDC is the program I'm using here, which is ACDSEE, or Adobe color wheel. Christy, what's your question? Patrick's right. I probably do look like a hippie. Christy, you have a question? If not, I'm gonna sign out for tonight. Are you able to help people with their findings? Well, I can point them in the direction, and we can kind of log some of that information and put it up there. Like we said, we've got Scott and we've got a couple other folks that are really building things. We're starting to build a database on this point, and we'll be doing that another night. I'll be showing some other databases that we can use. So, well, folks, again, we'll be back very soon. Samples travel to them. Video. I don't understand what you're asking there, Christy. Johnny, you're welcome. And again, here's another thing. If you're going to use a artist to help you with your drawings, to put down what you saw, please, when they start to draw things, go with what your gut and what your heart tells you, not what the artist wants to put down. What I'm hearing a lot from witnesses is that the artist will alter the eyes and nose structure because they don't think that's what it should look like. Make sure that the artist is putting down what you're doing. A lot of times, we hear stories of big red eyes, and instead of those big red eyes, we're getting little teeny tiny human eyes, or we're getting little, ape eyes, because that's what they think should be. Please use that. So, all right, folks. Christy, unless you got that follow up on what you're trying to get. Patrick, thanks on that. Again, I think you know who we're talking about with the help with the original start on that. Those little color schemes, like I said, are very important to how we look at things. But Christy, your example of travel to them, video chats, etc. I need you to kind of bounce more on that if you're here. So. And again, this was just a quick one to get on, and any talks or presentations anywhere. Yeah, I'll be in Caledonia July 22nd at 7 o'clock. I don't remember the exact name of the location. It's right at the corner, the name of the building. It's kind of tied in with the courtyard with the same location we did the Rochester Para Fest next to Raider Lanes in Caledonia. And then I'll be in Whitehall at the end of September for the Whitehall Sasquatch calling contest. So that will be the September 30th. So for the Bigfoot calling contest in Whitehall, New York. Steve will be there. Emily from the Forest Floor. Alexander Petikoff from Small Town Monsters. There'll be a couple more folks coming in as we go along. So I will be out and around. And again, anytime, reach out to me at Tactical Bigfoot Research on Instagram or for Facebook. Instagram is usually when I'm fast. You know that. Yes, I will come out to local events. They're close to drive to for myself. I'll get out and come out and speak. You know that. And I do appreciate that question. It's kind of weird having my co-host ask me questions as we bounce through. We can get her on. She can do some reading so she's careful. So be safe, folks. And I will be in touch very soon. We will be back live on Tuesday nights. And it's kind of different not having her here. So be safe and sample on, folks.